Back in May, we had RuneScape month on the channel, covering modern RuneScape, old school RuneScape, and a classic RuneScape inspired 2D MMO called Damascus. However, if Damascus isn't really your cup of tea when it comes to RuneScape's charming gameplay, there isn't really much out there that tries to mimic the style of RuneScape's gameplay, at least in a fully three-dimensional plane. Well, the team at Square Root Studios recently launched a Kickstarter campaign for their MMORPG project named TitanReach that is fully inspired by RuneScape's skill-based progression gameplay and aims to mold the game into a modern spin on the formula that made RuneScape so popular. Now, I know I'm losing some of you immediately when I say Kickstarter, but at least hear me out. I too am overly cautious when it comes to Kickstarter projects, especially when it comes to MMOs. With two shady failed campaigns in Chronicles of Valyria and Oath, it doesn't necessarily make MMO projects on the site look good, but TitanReach is trying to be as transparent as possible. The game is fully playable right now in a demo state to give any potential donors a chance to see what the game is like before donating. This approach is 100% the correct way to capture potential customers since it gives goodwill towards your product, and I have to commend Square Root Studios for having this approach in their campaign. Since I was able to actually give the game a shot, I can talk about my first impressions. First off, while TitanReach does heavily borrow many of the systems set in place by RuneScape, that is not necessarily a bad thing. Remember, World of Warcraft took many of the gameplay aspects from EverQuest and other MMORPGs at the time and refined them to make it their own game. TitanReach has a similar skill-based progression system as RuneScape, covering a total of 20 skills currently, with only about 17 of them being playable in the free demo. The skills in the game are Vitality, Defense, Dexterity, Strength, Focus, Sorcery, Precision, Ranged, Occultism, Slayer, Arcana, Alchemy, Fishing, Cooking, Woodcutting, Mining, Survival, Metallurgy, Forging, and Artisan. Each skill can level up to a max of 100, with a max total level being 2000. The game plays like a third-person action game, with your move controls being the WASD keys, left click being attack, and various keybinds set to get to different menus. Combat in its current form is pretty basic, with your left click being your attack and Q being a dedicated dodge roll button. There is plans to have specific abilities learned by your skill level though, to spice up combat similar to RuneScape 3's combat system. There is also a hotbar set that you can bind specific items to, so if you want to drink a potion or eat food to heal yourself, you can do so without having to jump into your inventory. Quests are planned to be different from the monotonous kill X, collect Y quests you will see in most MMORPGs. Obviously, the quest system will most likely be similar to RuneScape, but honestly, that's a great thing to hear since RuneScape probably has the best questing system in any online game out there. Gameplay so far feels like a good blend of new and old, so I think for what it is currently, they are capturing that RuneScape-inspired magic very well while also making the game a new experience. For instance, one of the major features they do want to implement is a proper party and clan system in the game to tackle dungeons or world bosses that will spawn. The world bosses look like they will need a large amount of players to take down, so while RuneScape captures a more intimate feel with its smaller player content in most instances, TitanReach looks like it does want to implement a lot of large-scale content for players that enjoy that type of thing. TitanReach will also have separate worlds to choose from, which are essentially different servers or channels like RuneScape or MapleStory does to break up the population. It is also planned to be a free-to-play game with a monthly membership as well as a promise that no pay-to-win microtransactions will be implemented. The team has a very firmly negative stance towards pay-to-win. The game has a stylistic graphical choice that seems like an evolution of what RuneScape would have been if they made it a third-person MMORPG. The players have shapes that would indicate a human body and a smooth faceless head that is similar to, once again, RuneScape. The music is also relaxing and calming and has been playing in the background this whole video, with the composer being listed in their Kickstarter page named Ben Carson, who looks to have composed a number of indie game musical tracks. Since the game is just in a demo state though, there are definitely some problems with the game. Currently, the menu navigation can get stuck, which is a problem when trying to do various activities. Other problems like janky animations, crafting glitches and hiccups, weird enemy behavior, and general stability issues are present, but that's going to be present in an early build. The point of the demo is to give you a sense of what the game will be like, so expect problems like glitches and weird things to happen. Amazingly enough though, the small development team is actually updating the demo build to implement more features as players try the game. That in itself is going the extra mile for their potential player base, so they definitely get more brownie points from me for doing so. The Kickstarter page lists a lot of their goals for the project, things like future ID, ideas, stretch goals, and how they started. However, one thing that I do need to mention is that this is an all or nothing campaign, meaning that if they do not reach the goal of the requested amount, which is 588,000 Australian, which roughly converts to about 415,000 USD, the project won't be funded and you won't be charged for backing the project. The team has stated that they are trying to look into other avenues if Kickstarter isn't successful, but they need the players' help to make the game become a reality. So what is my overall goal with this video? Well, first, I want to have my audience become aware of the game if you weren't already, so if you are interested in a RuneScape-inspired MMORPG, you can go ahead and give it a try and maybe back the project. And I know that I am a small YouTube creator, but at least I can say I tried to help. I do have to say one last thing though, since it is a Kickstarter project. Obviously, there is always a chance that a Kickstarter project involving a video game can end up imploding in on itself, so I do need to give a word of warning. Ladies and gents, be smart with your money. Give the game a try with the demo, and if you want to support the project, then donate whatever amount you feel comfortable donating. Any help, I'm sure, will be appreciated by the development team. The developers do have various social media websites and are planning to start streaming their development on Twitch, so if you want to interact with the developers, definitely join their Discord server and follow them on Twitch. Anyways, I hope this video helps the devs a little bit. Go give TitanReach a try if it seemed like a game that you would enjoy. Share the video if you can to get more people to be aware of the game if you want to support them but cannot financially. As always, like the video if you liked it, subscribe if you want to support the channel, and I will see you in the next one.